So, Mike, one of the big questions that's coming up a lot is how open is the Breeders' Cup Classic? You've suggested Thunder Snow as a key horse to look at here. Do you see it as something that you can play with conviction, or is it truly a wide open race that anybody could win?
It is truly wide open, and I would say that of the 14 running, half the field, if half those runners won this race, it wouldn't be a shock whatsoever. It is pretty evenly matched. On paper, Accelerate just certainly looks the best. But here's the challenge here, which is the pace is going to be pretty brutal. If we thought the Jockey Club Gold Cup was a little swift and crazy paced, this one has all the earmarkings of again a same kind of race. So you're going to have a lot of horses, and Baffert's already committed. His horses are in front. So Mackenzie and West Coast, Accelerate are going to be all up there. And I think we estimate there's 4 or 5. Mendelssohn will be up there as well. Tons of pressure. And think about it. Every time this race has been run at Churchill Downs, it's always favored a closer, and sometimes bomber closers. So the race feels like that. It's setting up like that. Thunder Snow is typically a presser, if not a pace type. But it was a little tardy out of the gate in that last race. This is a very lazy horse. What's great to see, though, this very lazy horse is working out really, really well, looking terrific on the track at Churchill Downs, really coming to a big race. Think about it. It's the 3rd race after that 6-month layoff. Last time we had seen that horse prior to those 2 races were way back in Dubai. So, and beat West Coast, on a speed biased track, of course, but just crushed West Coast. So this horse has potential. So the screener loves it, and just because it scores high and he's getting the right pace setup. He will sit off the pace. He will not be one of those leaders. And he's just got to change leads. That's his problem down that stretch to make it work. Pavel, I personally was never a big fan of Pavel. And the screener has stood against that horse quite often in the past as well. But Pavel is coming in this race looking terrific too, and has that right running style. Is going to sit off the pace. 1.25 miles maybe too much for that horse, but a lot of speed is going to come back to the horse. That horse is going to be a price. And it will get totally overlooked here because just not the marquee name that some of these others bring. Roaring Lion, the Euro shipping in, we've seen it many, many times before. Sure, could hit the board. This is an outstanding, probably the best mile, even to 1.25 mile turf horses running in Europe right now, and is just picking it up, laying it down all the time. But the horses that did well, that came in from Europe, that were turf horses, had really strong dirt breeding. That's just not the case with Roaring Lion. This is Kitten Joy, and that is all turf, and has very turfy action as well. So it'll be a stand against for the Super Screener, as we've shown.
And certainly a great betting race, and with all that speed, could definitely set up for a closer, like you said. We've seen so many times at Churchill Downs.
Yeah. I think people are forgetting that, you're going to have, as I mentioned, Baffert's, Accelerate, Catholic Boy, Mendelssohn. I mean, there's going to be a lot of pace pressure up there. And don't forget our favorite long shot pick of all year long, Discreet Lover. Again, not a winner in this race as far as we're concerned, but just again, this is the typical kind of race where this horse just hangs in there and, bumps up for 3rd or 4th, and it'll be 40 to 1 or higher again this time around. So do not leave that horse off the bottom of your Superfecta tickets.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He's always there, and a lot of times working against the pace or the track bias. He comes clunking up for 3rd or 4th. Like you said, he's always in there fighting to the end. So, well, great. Well, thank you for that classic analysis. That's great information, and of course, everybody can dig into the Super Screener for more information on each and every horse and wagering, exacta, trifecta, and superfecta wagering strategies on the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Exactly.